we have another job basically. We're gonna do some painting work. This room was transformed from an attic to a bedroom or playroom or storage. You can use it for whatever. So I'm just gonna show today. For some people it's gonna be satisfying, for some people will be just another idea what they can do with their room if they have something like that. For some people it's gonna be a better idea how to do the work. We will be painting it and put baseboards and casing around the door. I'm just gonna show the work that I do. We'll do a lot of videos on a lot of jobs around the house, inside and outside, and will be better for homeowners or whoever's a handyman to see what kind of problem theirs are, how to resolve them, and just to have a good time. Enjoy. All right, so we have the space in here. It's not big, but then it's not that small also. It's already primed, so now we're just gonna put the base coat. We have beautiful LEDs around. You can also put a dimmer if it's too bright. Two gallons we'll be using. So there's two ways you can go. Basically, you can either paint with the roller first. You'll be painting all around, and then at the end do the corners with a brush. The only problem is that you might have to wait a little bit longer to dry until you do it with the brush. So if you're in a rush, then that might take a little bit more time. The second option is to go with the brush first, do all the corners, and then with the roller you'll get close or on top of where you already painted, and basically the corner is going to be finished at the end. So in my case, we're going to go with the brush first and then we're going to finish it with the roller, so we can go to the next job. What I like to do is to remove all the paint from the cap first and the cover. That way it doesn't get too messy around after and leaks everywhere. So we'll just keep it. We're gonna have baseboards on the bottom, so for now we don't have to worry about going all the way to the floor. They most likely will take longer than usually. Basically, you think that's gonna take, well, one day here, one day, and then at the end, you're already 1 week out and the job still not complete, you know. I mean, a lot of times things add up. Sometimes there's things that you don't expect or you don't see it from the beginning, so it takes a little bit longer. But regardless, I mean, if you do schedule other jobs throughout the week and then you plan on having 3 days only for this job and it takes much longer, then it's like you want to finish it so you don't have too many jobs started and none of them done. So that's why it's a little bit tricky sometimes. It's a little bit confusing. People ask you how long it's going to take. Well, 3-4 days based on my calculations. But then it's like you don't want to not lie to them, but you don't want to tell them one thing and then at the end it changes to something else, you know. So a lot of times what I do, I'm like, well, approximate plus minus, that's what I'm thinking, but at the end of the day we'll see how long it will actually take, because what I know for sure that every job is different and every time depends on the job. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. With the covers, I prefer to remove them and then paint. That way in the future, you know, people want to remove them or change them to something else, so there will be painted under. Because if you paint next to the cover and the cover shifts a little bit, then you're going to see a line, white line or whatever it's under. So it's best to remove it, paint, and then at the end of the job just put it back. That way it's a more clean job and future proof basically. All right, so we're done with all the corners. This paint is pretty good to work with. It spreads out pretty good, pretty evenly. If you go with more expensive one, maybe even easier. So it's very important to see what kind of paint you want, or what kind of paint works better for you, easier to work with, or to be stronger, scratch proof, or if there's stains on the wall, to wipe it out later. I like to go with eggshell, the sheen or satin, depending on the company. I think it's pretty good paint, pretty strong, and depends on your budget. You can go with better quality, or if you don't want to spend too much money, you can go with something cheaper, which is still reliable. All right, looks like we are done here. The paint is still wet, but we're gonna go around and kind of see how everything turned out. When it dries, it's gonna level out some more. So we're gonna measure, there's gonna be carpet here, by the way. So we're gonna measure roughly all the way to the floor, and then leave one up to a quarter gap from the edge. You'll see that later. So we have 57.5 plus a quarter, 57 3/4. Alright, so for now we're just gonna use one pin. Now let's do another one. Same thing, 57 3/4. Okay, so now we're gonna measure from the, so we have 23.5, and then measure plus 23.5, 160. The door is a little bit crooked. You have to mess with angles sometimes. So in our case, we're just going to cut from this side a little bit, and that should fix the problem. At this point, the paint is already dry, so we're just gonna go around lightly with a small. Okay, so baseboards, cutting them, there's two options. You can either bring the chop saw and just cut them 45, take the measurements all around, or since I only have a couple pieces, same as in here, I just use the multi-tool, and for me it did kind of the same job basically. If it's one or two pieces, you know, it's on the spot, and it's much faster. So I'm use a different method. Instead of cutting the baseboards on 45, I'm just gonna use it from wall to wall and just make a notch. That way you don't have to cut too much, you just have to play around a little bit. So we're gonna leave a little bit of space to put the padding and the carpet. guys, so we are done with this project. We might have some more projects in this house later on, but for now we're gonna clean up, go to the next one.